I just didn't think anything of it. I went on a delivery like I do 100 other times. I drove to the house, and came up to him and talked to him, and he said that this wasn't his order, the address is right, this is not his number. And then he told me that he has a lot of haters, so that makes sense that they called and made a bogus order. And I got a little annoyed because I was like, you ordered this food and you're telling me you don't want it, and then you want to buy half the order at the time. And I was like, what? And then I thought about it later and I was like, I shouldn't just call my boss. So I called him and he said that, what's the address? I told him the address. And then he said, if they don't want the order, just bring it back and I'll take care of it. I'll cancel it on my end. Just bring the pizza back to Pizza Hut. And so I was like, okay. And then I told him that those guys that I'm gonna go back to the Pizza Hut if you guys don't want the food. And then I guess they thought about it and they just purchased the pizza, and then they gave me the money and they gave me a tip, and I went home. And I didn't think anything of it, that it was going to go viral on YouTube, because I didn't know if they were just making that video for themselves or they were going to post it. I didn't think anything of it. Like, I didn't put two and two together and realize that, oh, he's probably going to post this video and I'm going to be in it. And I was just like flustered because my job is to deliver your pizza, you pay for it, and I go home. Like, it's, and then you're telling me you don't want the pizza, and I was like, that's odd. You ordered a pizza and you don't want it. Like, it didn't make sense. But now, knowing the whole situation, and that day I was really stressed out too, so it was kind of interesting because I went on a couple different deliveries, and then it wasn't very good because I did a delivery previous to that. I delivered the pizza to the guy's house, rang his doorbell, called him like 5 times, and knocked on his door like 10 times. He didn't do anything. I took the pizza back to the Pizza Hut, and then he called back an hour later and said, nobody called me or knocked on my door. And I was like, I have the missed call list right here. And it was kind of funny because he's like, I was right by my phone and I didn't hear it ring. And I was like, I called it 6 times in like a 8-minute period. Like, I called and called and called and called, and it just went to voicemail, and I knocked on the door, and no answer. So I left. And then he calls the Pizza Hut back an hour later and says, hey, nobody delivered my pizza and nobody called me. And I was like, excuse me? Like, I can show you the call log or whatever of what it was.